I just like to perform, you know. I like to do artistic things, whether it's on Broadway or any other stage, you know. I don't think of it as a validation. I just love to have a good time.
Sometimes that involves acting in films. After appearing in movies like Little Man Tate and Independence Day, he was offered the role of a union rep in a small-town processing plant in Newintown in 2009. He got to learn the romantic comedy ropes from his co-star Renee Zellweger.
She's one of these people that I felt very comfortable around, and I found that after I talked to her, we had a lot of similar sort of takes on life, you know, with regard to, you know, art and just stuff in general we talked about. I found that we had a lot in common, so it was really easy to get to know her, and I think when you have that premise, it's much easier to work with somebody on camera, you know, when you really like being around them.
Occasionally, he also likes to tread the boards. Although after making his Broadway debut in the 2006 revival of The Pajama Game, he wasn't too sure he quite nailed it.
It's a lot of material that I always wanted to know, like when I go see Broadway shows, like, God, how do they remember all those lines and how do they remember all those dance steps? And now I'm still asking myself all of those questions. It makes you appreciate people who do it well.
No doubt, however, the boy from New Orleans feels most comfortable behind a piano or with a microphone in his hand. He made his name at the tender age of 20. Playing instrumental versions of jazz standards on his debut album back in 1987. He proved he could croon with the best of them on his next album. And as his career took off, he was frequently compared to the likes of Frank Sinatra and Tony Bennett. After flirting with funk in the 90s and writing a few soundtracks, he's more recently returned to his jazz roots. And in between acting, writing, touring and recording, he pops up at jazz festivals to keep a great tradition alive.
It's not that it's been lost, it's not, and it's nobody's fault, it's just not that popular anymore. You know what I mean? It hasn't been popular for a really, really long time.